Welcome to my weekly Scripture for Thoughts video show, a Manhattan special, all up in West 35th Street and Herald Square, Manhattan, New York City, led by Works Hard, Hustle the Wise Way, to a Dalpit Investors, to a Clean Spiffy, all up in West 35th Street, Herald Square, Manhattan, New York City. Now, I'm the host of the most great Bible discussion group leader and self-independent Reverend Mnhtn Walker. Now, my sermon topic I'm going to preach about is what is written by God on a piece of paper and lasts us forever. Now, it's that time once again to show your love to me, your favorite great Bible discussion group leader, and to me, your favorite self-independent Reverend Mnhtn Walker. Time to show your love to me right now. Yes. Thank you, everybody, for cheers, applause, and standing ovations. Thank you for the love. Now, we get back to the sermon topic that I'm going to preach about. What God has wrote about in paper, it lasts us forever. Now, part one is Exodus chapter 32, verse 19. When God was carving out the 10 Commandments on stone to Moses, his witness, then the people was wondering to themselves and said, what happened to this fellow Moses? I don't know what happened to him. So Aaron, with his arrogant, ignorant self, he said, let's make a calf let's make a statue of a golden calf. They did, and they gave themselves to indulge themselves into impurity and adultery and all fornication. But when Moses came from the Ten Commandment stones, he saw all the people fornicating, doing all kinds of nasty stuff, doing all kinds of evil stuff, doing all kinds of shameful stuff. You know what Moses did? Moses threw the 10 Commandments onto the idol of the golden calf, and it burned into a crisp. And then Moses rebuked all the people that done all the wrong things because they're false god of the golden calf. Now, part one is Moses and the idol of the golden calf, in what God has written on paper, it lasts forever. Now, I remember in the book of Luke, when Jesus' disciples was coming by, they had a great victory of saving many people to God, and they said, hey look, Jesus, even the demons submit to us in full submission. You know what Jesus said? Jesus said, look, I saw Satan fall like lightning out the sky. I tell you the truth. Do not rejoice that the evil spirits submit to you, but rejoice that your names is written in the clouds of heaven. Now, part two is about Jesus' disciples' names is written on the clouds of heaven, and what God has written on paper, it lasts forever. And now, part three is Baruch burns Jeremiah's scroll. One day in Jeremiah, I believe in Jeremiah 36, Jeremiah has finished writing the scroll that God had taught him, Baruch, but Baruch was a selfish, evil, no good, stupid idiot that he wanted to burn Jeremiah's scroll that was by God. But you know what Jeremiah did? God told Jeremiah to rewrite the scroll and renounce it to the people of Israel. Now, part three is Baruch burns Jeremiah's scroll, and Jeremiah, in what God has written on paper, it lasts forever. I remember in the book of Matthew, I remember in the book of John, when Jesus was being crucified, and then the Pharisees and the Roman people said, please take down that sign that says Jesus is the King of Kings and the Lords of Lords. But Pilate, the evil guy said, look, I'm not going to change nothing. What have I written? I already written. That shows that Pilate's justification by his mouth said that whatever God has written on paper, it lasts forever. Now, part 4, Pilate did not change the word of Jesus, the King of Kings and the Lords of Lords. And whatever God has written on paper, it lasts forever. Now the next time when you see a great godly guy or great godly guy or great godly lady like myself or any sister in our church of the Big Apple Church of Christ, wherever they preach the word, but out of the crowds, there's always be some stupid, egotistic idiot, evil idiot that always want to talk bad and want to twist God's words around. What you say to that evil, idiotic, dumb idiot, you say to him, what God has written on paper, it lasts forever. Now, this is the end of this conclusion and of the sermon topic. What God has written on paper, it lasts forever. Now it's that time once again to show you love to me, your favorite great Bible discussion group leader, and to me, your self-independent Reverend Mnhtn Walker. Time to show you love to me right now. Yes, thank you everybody for cheers, applause, and standing ovations. Thank you for the love. Now, as for my weekly Scripture for Thoughts video show of Manhattan Special, all up in West 35th Street, Herald Square, Manhattan, New York City, whereby works hard, hustle the wise way, to developing investors beyond clean spiffy, all up in West 35th Street, Herald Square, Manhattan, New York City. Now, as for me, your host of the most great Bible discussion group leader and self-independent Reverend Mnhtn Walker said, Papa, so for rap.